Welcome back. So we're going to actually go over how to type in something called the LSRL into Desmos. What you're going to do is make sure you have your graphs open, and then I'm going to show you how to type that in. So we're going to type, the LSRL is basically a straight line that's going to tell us the results of our data. And I'll explain how we get those results in a second. But basically how we enter the LSRL into Desmos is we're going to type this on a line. It's y1, this little squiggly, go away, mx1 plus b. Let me show you how we type it on Desmos. So go to Desmos, get your first graph up, so 1 and 2. You're going to go, so you have graph 1 and 2 up. You have your table here. You're going to go down to the bottom and start a new line. And then I'm going to type exactly what this is, y1 squiggly mx1 plus b. So it's y, and then you just type 1. Desmos automatically makes it a subscript for you and makes it go below. So it's just y1 squiggly. There's an actual name for that. I don't know what it is. We're going to call it squiggly. That squiggly key is right next to your 1 key, but you have to press shift to get there. So I'm going to do shift squiggly, y1 squiggly, mx1 plus b. So you can just type the ones right next to it. Desmos will automatically make it a subscript for you and make it lower. This is essentially y equals mx plus b, except after the y's and the x's, we put that little 1, and instead of the equals, we're putting the squiggly. So you're going to go on your Desmos, you're going to type this exactly how it is, and it should make a line for you here, like how mine is this green line. Yours might not be green, it doesn't matter as long as it's a line there, and it has all of these facts that we'll talk about in a second. I'm going to go ahead and save that just in case anything goes wrong. And you're going to type the same LSRL on both of your graphs, on all of your graphs. So I'm going to go to question 2 and 3. I'm going to go down to a new line. And I'm going to type y1 squiggly, so shift squiggly, mx1 plus b. Okay, and if your line isn't coming out here, or if you have sometimes if you don't type something right, it has like a symbol like this, something's not right. So you have to go and see what's going on with your graph. Oops. So you definitely want a line there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Then I'm going to go to question 1 and 3 and type the same thing. y1 squiggly mx1 plus b. And that gives me a nice line right there. So all of my graphs have my LSRL in it now, which is this, and it has all that info. Graph 2 has my LSRL. Graph 1 has my LSRL. Cool. So what that means, I'm going to explain to you the next couple slides. If you want to just read them, you can, but I think it might be a little bit easier to hear them. So why we care about the LSRL. We care whether the M of the LSRL is positive or negative. So what I mean by that is if you go to your stats here where we entered in our LSRL, notice we have an R squared, an R equals, an E1, and then down here we have where it says parameters, and then it says M equals, and then it's negative 0.0311396. The number itself, that decimal, I don't really care about. The decimal itself is kind of not the important part here. What's important is that M equals a positive number or a negative number? So I can see in this first graph that M equals is a negative number. Going to my second one, going down to my M equals, again, a negative number. It's negative 1.5594, blah, blah, blah. Going to 1 and 3, notice this time on 1 and 3, M equals is a positive number. There's no negative sign there. So on the other ones, there was negatives. That one is not. M equals 7.7. It's a positive number. That's going to tell us the results of our surveys. If it's positive or negative, it basically tells us what happens. And I'm going to explain how we find that. So if you look at your first graph, what you have to remember is what did you set X and Y to equal? So remember, X was basically question 1, which was how old are you? And Y was how many hours do you spend on your phone a day? Okay, so we have how old are you? How many hours do you spend on your phone a day? What the LSRL does is if M is positive that means as x increases, y would also increase. So if our x was positive for question 1 and 2, or our m is positive, I'm sorry, if our m was positive for question 1 and 2, that would mean as someone's age, your x, increases, the time spent on the phone also increases. So that's what the LSRL does, is it basically gives you those sentence structures to like, if something is if the m is positive, if your x increases, that means your y also increases. But if your m is negative, then that means as your x increases, your y is going to decrease. So for question 1 and 2, if m is negative, that means as my age increases, the time spent on the phone decreases. Okay, so you just have to match up which one is which. Like, is it a positive m? That means both are going to increase at the same time. If it's a negative m, that means one increases while the other decreases. So we could, let's go here. It gives you examples down here, kind of sentence structures. Then let's go here. So what it wants you to do for questions 1 and 2 on Desmos, go to the graph for questions 1 and 2 with the LSRL. Is the m of the LSRL positive or negative? So I'm going to go to question 1 and 2. Going to my m, see how it's m equals negative? I'm going to write that it's negative. So you're going to go here. You're going to say m is negative. Or you could just write negative, doesn't matter. Okay. Then, once you establish that it's negative, oops, don't want my big old face here. Hold up, go away. So m is negative. And that's directly from Desmos. We got that info from Desmos. Then we're going to come over here. This one gives you a structured word bank. Complete the sentence using the word bank. So a blank m value, so that's going to be a negative m value, because that's what we got. A negative m value means that as age blank, the hours spent on the phone blank. So that's where we're going to put our increases and decreases. I just want to think, what does negative mean? So I'm going to go back here. M negative means as x increases, y decreases. So that's going to mean that as age increases, the hours spent on the phone decreases. Okay? And so that's basically the results of the survey. So this survey found out that as someone's age increases, the time they spend on the phone decreases. So that might support your hypothesis that you said, or it might contradict your hypothesis. I know this is a little weird, but basically what you're going to do is you just keep going through. So question 2 and 3, is m positive or negative? So you're going to go to questions 2 and 3 on your graph. M is a negative number. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, and you would say it's negative. Then write a sentence about what the positive or negative m values mean. So you could say something like, since m is negative, that means as question 2 increases, question 3 decreases. So then I'm just going to go back and find out, okay, what was 2 and 3 again? So question 2 was phone, question 3 was week. Was money spent a week? So that means if m is negative, we got 1 increasing, 1 decreasing. So as the time spent on the phone increases, the money spent a week decreases. Or you could say the reverse. As the money spent increases, time spent on the phone decreases. So basically, if your m is negative, one of your questions increases, the other decreases. If m is positive, they both increase at the same time. So for question, once you explain that there's a little check answer thing here, but it's not going to be here when you guys go away. I'm messing up. Ignore this. This isn't going to be here. Oh my god. Okay. So in questions 1 and 3, you're going to go there. Notice that your m is positive this time. So you're going to put over here that it's a positive value, and then you're just going to say what that means. So it means that as question 1 increases, question 3 also increases, but you're going to say exactly what question 1 and 3 are. Okay, hopefully this made sense. If not, please reach out to me. Again, I'm trying my best to teach you guys from afar, but it's very difficult, especially when I can't hear from you. So just let me know, reach out to me if this doesn't make sense. Otherwise, this is it for Unit 9. Once you finish this, your Unit 9 is done. If you can, if you're still watching this video, once you finish Unit 9, please just message me. Just say, hey, I just finished, because I'm just going to message your teacher right away. Even if it's after 5, just send me that message and I'll respond, or I'll let your teacher know first thing the next morning. Okay, so this is the last for Unit 9. I will post an announcement, but I'm not going to post anything for Unit 10 until the first week of May, which I know sounds scary, but we do have until May 20th or 22nd to get school done, which is exactly a month from now. So you'll have plenty of time for Unit 10. Again, it's going to be another as short as possible unit. And the reason I'm taking so long to post it is because I want videos going with every single part of Unit 10, because I want this to be a Band-Aid that we're ripping off. And just going to go ahead and finish this and get it over with. Okay? So anyways, super proud of you guys. Sorry for rambling. Hopefully this made sense. Big point takeaway is if it didn't, reach out to me. If you finish it, you are done with Unit 9, and please let me know you're done so I can tell your teacher you got the unit. And third one, your next Unit 10 won't be available until May. Okay? Bye. Please reach out if you have questions.